Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Ephemeral Orb, post 2 Final Bosses edition. I never imagined when I designed them that we would deal with them in the same session. Congrats to everyone on that, but before we get into the recap and the episode itself, I'd like to ask our players to introduce themselves and their characters. And since we just went through a significant major milestone in the story, they've made a few changes, more or less minor, to their character sheets. And I'd like to ask them, when they talk about themselves, to also say what exactly is new in that regard. So, if we go in our typical order, I'd like to ask Zelris, could you please introduce yourself and talk about your character, etc., for a little bit?
My name is Zelris, and I'm a massive F slur, and I put a point into sneaky because I'm a sneaky part. Wait, no, I didn't. I put a point into clever. Yeah.
You're the smartest person in the group right now, and I think you also added a new stunt.
I don't sound like it.
Could you tell everybody what your new stunt is?
Oh, my new stunt is after I perform a action in stealth, if my next attack is if I do a sneaky action, if my next attack is a sneaky attack, I get +2 to that attack.
Yep, pretty much. You're very, very specialized in the sneaky and clever stuff. I hope that doesn't backfire. What can I say?
Okay. Jeez.
Sorry. But yeah. Next in our typical order would be DoomGoblin. Could you please talk a little bit about yourself, your character, etc.?
Yeah, hello, it's me, DoomGoblin, and I'm playing Captain Bladebeard. And since we leveled up, I added +1 to his fleshy. Because, I don't know, I always get surprised that his fleshy was only 1. He seems like a fleshy character. So yeah, now he has +2 in fleshy. And I added 2 new stunts, which is, I believe, against the rules, but it's Bladebeard.
It's slightly bending the rules, but I allowed it because it's a big milestone and you didn't have the maximum number of stunts, etc.
Yeah, well, first of all, my old stunts, I just, in Smooth Criminal, I added experienced thief instead of just because I'm a thief. I felt like something was missing. So yeah, that I changed.
The wording on screen may be slightly different. It's slightly different just for brevity because I can't fit the entire text on the screen, honestly.
Yeah, alright, that's fine. But
Sorry.
I added 2 new ones. First one is, look at me! Because I always need to be the center of attention. I guess +2 when fleshly trying to get someone's attention. I think it makes sense for Bladebeard.
Yeah.
He likes to be the main focus in the room, unless he's sneaking, of course. And yeah, the second one is hello darkness, my old friend. Because I have friends on the other side, once per game I can ask the unknown presence in my head for an advice. You know?
Just as a side tangent, I initially debated on whether, because so far that the unknown presence has communicated through some sound files that exist in World of Warcraft, and there's a finite number of those, so I was thinking if I could troll you and basically make it like a really useless magic 8-ball, basically have 10 predefined responses and select one of them, but I think that would be a bit mean, so no, it will not be that. Just FYI.
Am I the only one that doesn't know what character this is? Because I don't recall those voice lines. But
Okay.
yeah, I guess
All the better.
yeah, I guess I know it's not a loon, but
Why would it be alone?
but I honestly have no idea who this is. I mean, it's not Yoxaron, right? He it sounds differently.
It's probably not Jaina Proudmore either.
Yeah. Never mind. It's better this way. It's a unknown presence
Yeah,
in my
I'm
head.
not sure who it is, so I'm in the mystery with you, I guess.
Okay, thank you, DoomGoblin, aka Captain Bladebeard. Our next player on the list, going in the order, would be Sir Thompshire.
Well, and as always, I'll be playing Benjamin Aaran, and I gave him +1 in quick, and now he's the fastest boy in this crew, so I guess that's something. And as for a new stunt, I decided to sacrifice my new fate point and get a new stunt, which is Duelist, and it basically consists in that I get +2 quick when I'm attacking an enemy one-on-one on melee range, since that's a situation he ends up on quite a few times, so I thought it would be useful.
Yep. Just for clarity, what Thompshire is referring to is that if a player character has more than 3 stunts in Fate Accelerated, they have to sacrifice one refresh, aka one starting fate point at the start of each session. And at the moment, pretty much everyone except Skoll has more than 3 stunts, so they will start with fewer than the typical number of fate points, just as an FYI. And speaking of Skoll, I would kindly like to ask him to introduce his character and the changes that he has made.
Yes, hello. I am Buhd, the first mate. And let's see, what did I do? I think Bud's quick is the same. His sneaky is the same.
You are now as smart as Benjamin.
Yes, but Buhd has gained some intelligence. That is an interesting thing to think about. Yes, he has a 2 clever now. I think he had a 1 clever, and now it is 2.
Yep.
Clever. I was looking at careful for some reason, but yes, Buhd is weirdly the same intelligence as Benjamin, which I don't know how that happened, but okay.
And 2 points smarter than Bladebeard on that note.
All right, well, that one I'm less skeptical on.
And could you talk a little bit about what stunts you changed?
Yes. I added two new stunts. The Warlord remains. In the spur of a moment situations, Buhd can recall his past and regain his intelligence, and that adds a +2 to his clever, which means he could theoretically be smarter than Benjamin. That's a scary thought.
And as smart as Lyri.
Yeah. I'm in charge now, which is using his ogre demeanor to threaten others, Buhd gains a +2 to his forceful.
Yeah, and this will mainly apply when obviously intimidating or doing that kind of stuff, which actually happens fairly often, so good choice on the side of game mechanics, I suppose.
Yeah, Buhd can become a threatening boy, but yeah, so he can be very scary now in terms of his stunts. I mean, he already was pretty scary with his cannon, but now he's like, imagine a smart Buhd. Oh no.
Yeah. And again, stunts, in general speaking, they're supposed to be like of something cool that your character can do that can even break the game. So don't ever feel bad about going overboard with them. I will like tap you on the shoulder and say if something goes too overboard, but those are very specific situations and very rare so far.
Yeah, you know, Bud's gonna build a rocket with his warlord intelligence.
Never say never. What can I say? But yeah, last time, well, I would very much like to ask Skoll, whose channel everyone is seeing this on, to tell us what happened last time, aka by reading the pre-scripted recap. And
Yep. Divided into two groups, our heroes face dire danger as they battled for their lives. Benjamin Aaran and Captain Bladebeard, trapped in Lord Roswell's quarters, confronted a contingent of guards as well as the nobleman himself, while also attempting to save their friend Johnny. Meanwhile, First Mate Buhd and his companions alongside the Blood Elf Lyri, Roseguard, followed the trail of their captured friend Shallan into the caverns below. There they encountered Lord Roswell's secret project, an inactive iron giant, under construction under the guidance of a mysterious gnome shadow priest, and fueled by Shallan's residual magic. Fortunately, both groups were successful in their respective fights. Bladebeard, assisted by a mysterious presence, personally killed Lord Roswell, while he, Benjamin, and Johnny managed to defeat the guards with great effort. In the caverns, as the group struggled against the Iron Giant and the gnome's cohorts, Buhd accepted the assistance of a voice coming from the golden staff he carried, the voice of Bladebeard's nemesis, Xolgaga. Fortunately, the group managed to defeat the gnome and rescue Shallan before the Iron Giant could be fully activated. For her part, Lyri managed to deal grievous damage to the gnome shadow priest, allowing Buhd to kill her, but promptly earned the group's ire after trying to flee and then to rob Archmage Meridia. However, Xolgaga's assistance came at a heavy price, as she channeled her magic through the staff in order to claim it for herself. First serpents, then tiki masks, and finally the exiled priestess herself teleported onto the scene, driving back both Buhd and Lyri's group, as well as the Iron Giant, taking the staff, a prize she had sought for years on end. Xolgaga teleported away, leaving the group alive, albeit heavily wounded.
okay, thank you, Skoll. And last time, I think it's only right that we continue like where we left off. Again, the group players are split into two player groups, and I think it's about right that for the moment we start with the tower group, where I'm pinging right now. To sort of set the scene for DoomGoblin and Thompshire, Lord Roswell is dead. This Defias lady is knocked out, and the other guards are some dead, some knocked out, etc. I didn't leave them on screen for simplicity during the boss fight. But DoomGoblin, you just sort of like fell on your butt, like tired, like you forced that mysterious presence out. Well, it left on its own more or less, and Johnny and Benjamin like approached you. Johnny asked you if you were okay, and you said, yeah, I'm okay enough. And that's more or less where we left off last time.
Alright. Can we say that maybe like a minute passed and Bladebeard is like already sitting on Lord Roswell's big chair, and it's holding like some expensive alcohol that he had in his room.
I'm fine with that if Thompshire is fine with that, since he's also on the scene.
Sure.
Also, you still have control of your tokens if you want to like move them around. But when we like leave this scene, we'll return to like our more typical look. This is just to like continue to like set the scene. Here's what happened last time.
Alright. He's just sitting and drinking.
Well, you've surely made yourself at home.
Johnny sort of looks around and says, what now? Where are we, by the way? How do we get home?
Well, for one, we're in Westfall. And
His
I guess
jaw drops.
I can just put my hand on his shoulder to like calm him and say, well, I guess we just have to find Kyrie to get home.
Is she here? Where is the captain?
Well, she should be somewhere outside.
Yeah, Benjamin, can you, now that no one is listening what I'm talking about, can you just tell me what exactly the plan was? Was it always the plan that three of us will handle everything on our own?
Well, I'm fairly sure they were supposed to join us, but I guess this didn't go terribly. I still have my head. You still have your head. Johnny
Yeah, I
still
mean,
has his head.
yeah, you two, by the way, you were amazing. You were very, very brutal. Very surprised that you killed someone, Johnny. I mean, uh, you seem like a pretty friendly, peaceful guy, but you murdered a guard. And you, Benjamin, the last thing you did with an axe, that was, yeah, that was something.
Yeah, I kind of got caught up in the moment.
When you say that, Johnny has a look of like horror on his face as he remembers that he literally bashed someone's skull in with a shield, and he feels very ashamed.
Well, don't feel too bad. You were defending yourself.
Yes, but that was someone. Maybe they had a family. I don't know. I don't. And now they're gone.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's not my favorite thing either to kill people, but again, it's either us or them. And when you're in the heat of the battle, sometimes you just can't choose.
Yeah, well, I believe two of them are all still alive, right?
The Mass Defiance person is still alive. One of the guards is still alive because Johnny punched them out and knocked them out. I don't remember regarding like the other guards whether you two like killed them or not. Killed them all, I should say.
Well, and speaking of choices, it seemed you handled my former employer.
Honestly, I thought that by killing him, he wasn't a very good leader and didn't care about his followers. I thought once he's dead, everyone would stop following him and would join us.
Well, that aside, I'm sure this will cause a lot of problems, both for us and West.
As someone bashes the door in, I guess. Joking. Johnny will sort of say, well, I know there were more guards, at least I saw more when they kidnapped me in Shallan. Maybe everyone else took care of the guards and that's why there weren't more here?
Well, why would they leave and not join us?
I guess they'll join us in a moment.
Being honest, I'm not particularly a fan of sitting here and waiting for them.
Yeah, we can start looting.
Johnny looks horrified at you.
Oh, not the bodies, like the room.
He relaxes a little, but promptly like goes to open one of the windows, feeling very uncomfortable with like this multitude of dead bodies.
I kind of just sigh and go to the door to see if there's anyone outside.
Now feel free to move the as you like look outside, you don't see anyone. There's still a bit of a hallway before you reach like the stairs that go down the tower. But in this hallway and at the top of the stairs, you don't see anybody. Johnny, as he looks outside, he says, Mr. Bladebeard, Mr. Benjamin, maybe you should get a look at this?
Well, I run over.
Okay. Bladebeard, do you also go, or do you stay there and continue like?
Let's say I stay.
Okay. Yeah. As you like look out outside the window, Benjamin, You will see like a veritable horde of guards, no pun intended, and like mass defiance people who have all laid down their arms in front of this person. AKA Kyrie.
Wow. Well, I guess that's the problem taken care of.
Who is she?
It's Kyrie.
Oh. But where are the others? There were others, right? You mentioned others.
Well, yes. They should be there, to be honest.
And at this point, I would propose that we move the scene back to the caverns. What do you people say?
Yeah, I just one last thing. Can
Go
I
ahead.
try to find my old weapons, my gun and my swords?
Roll for me a careful difficulty 4. Okay. I will say you will have the opportunity to continue looking. So it's not like you lost them forever at this point. You just can't find them at the moment. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So going to the caverns, to sort of set the scene at the end of last time. But you were cradling Shallan as rocks collapsed in on you, forced there by Zolgalga's magic, and you were knocked unconscious for the moment. Shallan was also unconscious in your arms, but from like the gnome's magic, not from the rocks. Vera and Krieg are trying to pull you and Shallan out. Meanwhile, Lyri, you more or less accidentally, but not so accidentally, knocked the Archmage out after you threw dust in her eyes and she tripped and fell. And this mass defiance person, Hergen over here, is like glaring at you at like, what are you doing, etc., etc. This is the scene.
Cool. I just kind of stare back at him. I won't say anything because saying stuff is gay.
Sure.
She's got to make the first move. I ain't giving him nothing.
I will say that he still has his weapon in hand.
Oh,
and,
jeez.
and he like moves so that he is blocking the exit from the cavern you are in at the moment. He doesn't like approach you, but he's making a move to make sure you don't escape until like everyone decides what to do with you.
Ooh. Okay. I start scratching the back of my head and I start whistling really, really loud.
Okay.
And look inconspicuous.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Buhd, could you do me I guess forceful check for the moment, difficulty 4, to see if you wake up? Okay. You manage to wake up. You see Vera and Krieg pulling you out of the rocks. They almost managed to do that. And you're still cradling Shallan in your arms.
But it hurt.
Come on, big guy. We almost got you, says Vera.
I give a disgruntled noise towards them. I scoff at Buhd.
What happened?
You hit your head on the rocks, dummy.
Krieg will say, damn troll woman, don't know where she came from. Knocked rocks on top of you. You're lucky to be alive. I've seen quite a few people die from cave-ins like that.
Yeah, Bud strong. Bud head thicker than rock.
What a shame.
You still rude.
I forgot my eyelashes and say sorry.
Krieg, the guy, the one-handed guy with the axe that was your jailer, will say, "What's with you? You were acting weird even when you were, well, a prisoner."
I don't answer him. I'm gonna stay silent.
He grunts and continues to like pull Buhd out from under the rocks. At this point, I would say it'll take like 20 seconds or so for Buhd and Shallan, who is still in Bud's arms, to be cleared from the rocks with Bud's assistance. You feel free to like do anything if you want in those 20 seconds.
Can I just walk back into the cave and pick up the wand I threw down there?
Yeah, feel free. You're also free to move your token if you want. Okay. As Lyri moves away, Hergen, who is still blocking the exit, asks the rest of the group, "What do we do with her? She almost killed the mage lady."
She did?
Hergen like kneels down and like checks her pulse and says, "She's fine, but could have been worse."
Bud have to think on this. She already lied to Bud, and now she try to hurt friends. Bud no like her.
Well, I have no interest in managing Lord Razo's affairs. I don't care if she was a prisoner of his or not, but if she wronged us, there should be a price to pay.
Maybe we tie her up and either take her as prisoner or leave her in cave.
Vera will say, "She seemed pretty nimble. To be honest, I don't think we can do that. I don't think we're quick enough ourselves to do that."
What you suggest then?
Lyri, by the way, feel free to return to the scene whenever.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I'm just gonna stroll back into the scene.
Yeah. As you like stroll back, Vera and like the other NPCs who are still awake go quiet, and Vera asks, "Who's carrying the mage lady?"
Bud can carry Shallan and Mage Lady. Bud strong.
Hergen will say, "Sure about that? You took a nasty hit back there."
Bud be okay. Bud
No. I'll carry the mage lady.
Oh no. You are last person who carry anyone. Bud no trust you.
Vera will say, "No, I think that's fine. I think it's a good way for us to keep an eye on you until we leave these caverns."
Didn't you say she tried to kill Mage Lady?
Well, she failed.
What if she does something when we no look?
I can search her if you want.
I'm really offended. I start huffing and puffing.
Huff and puff all you want. You know Big Bad Wolf.
Hergen will say, "Well, whatever we do, we should get out of here. This cavern is probably unstable at this point, and trust me, you don't want to be stuck inside a cave-in. Not with an unconscious mage at the very least."
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yes, but agrees we leave, and then we figure out.
Hergen points his sword at Lyri and says, "She goes in between us, not in the front, not in the back."
Sound good, Bud?
Okay.
Okay. And at this point, I presume you're all traveling outside?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Bud would probably be in the back.
Not gonna make me roll to pick up the mage.
Yeah, speaking of which, who's carrying the mage? Is it still Lyri, or Buhd, do you like interject?
Buhd will interject. He is not happy with the idea of someone who just tried to kill Mage Lady carrying her.
Lyri, how do you respond?
I interject back.
Sorry?
I interject back.
Okay. Feel free to like RP how this will be resolved.
Okay.
You are not to be trusted. Buhd won't let you carry friend.
But how am I meant to make it up? She attacked me first. I was just defending myself.
Buhd no see that. Buhd trust people who see things that Buhd didn't, and not you.
Wow, okay.
First you lie to Buhd, now you attack friends.
What did I even lie about? I didn't lie about anything.
You lie about secrets.
What secrets?
Secret entrance. Where they go.
Oh, yeah. Well,
What?
I'm still carrying the lady.
No, you not.
Yes, I am. When I
Buhd,
start quivering my lip.
Hergun will say, "Oh, for light's sake, I'll carry the damn woman. We just need to get out of here already."
okay, that's some good to Buhd.
Okay.
Hergun looks. Lyri, do you also agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Then, yeah, everyone presumably starts walking out of the caverns. Before we like switch the scenes to like outside the caverns, you guys, when you first entered, you identified like the way out, but there are also a few like side passageways. Not to mention obviously the secret passage that led you guys here. Would you be heading straight outside or like explore a little bit or whatever?
I mean, I'm not really in control here, so I'm gonna pass it to Skoll.
Well, Buhd is in the back, so he's mostly following who's ever in the front.
And I'm not gonna be following anybody. Well, no, I'm not gonna be going anywhere because they're gonna choose where I'm going. So it's up to you.
Buhd would probably not want to explore, so if it's down to like my decision where they're going, then they're not gonna explore that much because they want to leave. I feel like that's a bad decision because there's probably stuff around here that we could use, but
Stick with what your character would do.
but Bud's head hurts. He wants to get away from this bad lady.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So
Bad lady.
You know.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, while I like add everyone on the new screen, etc., I'll just like describe the scenery for everyone when you reach outside. Actually, Lyri, you would be the first player character and that goes outside. You will basically come out. You probably didn't get like a very good look of the estate before you were captured, but basically the caverns are connected to sort of the inner courtyard of the estate. There's also the big tower where you were taken as a prisoner, the the estate is surrounded by farms. You will see the NPCs who are sort of leading will like more or less stop in their tracks as they go outside, but you will see the woman who whatchamacallit, who had like a very piercing look when you were a prisoner and you met Buhd, etc., who is standing like in front of a large group of guardsmen, etc., and they have all like dropped their weapons in front of her.
Are there any flowers?
Probably. Well, it's autumn. Yeah, I'd say there will be a few.
Can I pick a flower?
The NPCs will not stop you unless Buhd wants to stop you.
Bud doesn't really do anything about her picking up a flower.
I pick up a couple of flowers.
Any preference?
Something nice, not like a dandelion. Some the nicest thing they have there. You get to choose.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you pick up like a few flowers. Again, many of them are like wilting because it is autumn, but you are able to do that. Yeah, and then Buhd, as you like approach from the back, you will also see the scene of like Kyrie holding these people like at bay, more or less. And you will also see among like the people whom Kyrie is holding at bay is also, let me put them on screen once I find them, this goblin lady who is accompanied by one of these things, as well as an iron Vrykul. I just need to find it. Yeah, put it on screen right here. Do you do or say anything while I add the rest of the NPCs to the thingy?
Big mess out here.
I'm gonna stay silent on this.
Okay. As you like say that, Kyrie sort of turns around and says, "Oh, where have all of you been?"
We in cave. Big fight happened. Save Shalon. This lady caused ruckus, and we don't trust her.
I'm just playing with my flowers right now, so I look nice and
Bud points at the flower picking lady.
like a criminal, like an insane person.
Yeah. Kyrie sort of rolls her eyes like, yeah, sure, very dangerous. And she turns back to like the prisoners, quote unquote, that she has apprehended and says, you all play nice, please, and walks in your direction. Everyone you see there doesn't like move an inch, really.
Okay.
Kyrie approaches you and says, well, where are Benjamin and Bladebeard and Johnny? Are they fine?
We split up. And Buhd hasn't seen them.
Oh, she sighs and says, well, what do we do about them? She's referencing like everyone she has more or less taken hostage.
Maybe make them part of crew? But doesn't know.
We're a bit full, I think. Plus, these people are, I presume, all have their lives to go back to. And, well, we still haven't decided what the fate of Lord Roswell will be. These are his employees.
Aren't they bad?
For the moment, maybe they won't be.
Maybe we wait for Bladebeard and Benjamin to come and we decide then.
Kyrie shrugs at you. Yeah, the NPCs also like shrug like, yeah, I think that's a good plan. Hergen will say, good to see you, Captain. And Kyrie will say, same to you. And Kyrie will then turn her attention to Lyri and start walking in your direction, Lyri. Not threatening, just like casually.
I give her a little wave and I smile.
So what's your story, friend?
I got taken captive by these scary people and they're being really, really mean. And I start to quiver my little lip.
Oh, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. If you want, I'm not sure what a Blood Elf would be doing in Westfall, but if you don't have any other business, you're entirely free to join my crew.
Who's your crew? What?
Oh, my apologies. Captain Kyrie, and she extends a hand.
I hesitantly shake her hand.
Okay. She has a fairly firm grip, and she says, I'm the captain of a ship named the Moonsong's Folly. We're currently anchored, on an island in the, honestly, in the middle of the Great Ocean. We teleported here to rescue, she points at Buhd, their friends. But after our business is done, we will probably return to our business as usual. Honestly, we have... Well, there's quite a few people of my crew are people who don't necessarily fit anywhere else. If you want, you're entirely welcome.
Are they part of your crew? I kind of point to Buhd.
Buhd is my guest. Not... he can be, but he is not part of my crew.
Okay.
But she points at the Mass Defiance guy, not the one who was your jailer, but the other one, and at the undead, and she says, those two are part of my crew.
I'll think about it.
You're entirely free. The offer stands. And Kyrie, stands up. I presume you were sort of kneeling while you were picking flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she, stands up, dusts herself up, and, goes to rejoin the group. What do you guys say that we move to the scene to Benjamin and Bladebeard at this point?
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good.
Okay. Benjamin and Bladebeard. Benjamin, you just saw the scene outside, and you also see from your viewpoint, whatchamacallit, Buhd and when Lyri and the rest of the NPCs. You obviously don't recognize Lyri, and maybe you're not even able to see from this height, but you see them exit the caverns and talk to Kyrie, but obviously you're not sure about what.
By the way, Thompshire.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here. Great.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to write back. Well, seems our missing friends are outside. We should probably get down there as quick as possible.
I would like to open the window and start yelling down.
The window is open, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
Alright. Oi! Dimwits! You forgot to save us!
The NPCs all look up. The NPCs will not respond. But Lyri, you guys are free to respond.
Can I throw a rock at him?
You can do me a forceful. It'll be
Oh my God.
difficulty 6 because it's a very difficult shot to actually aim.
I don't care. I just want to do this because it'd be funny.
Well, yeah. Also, you actually, now that I think about it, you can't get a 6 even if you rolled a crit. But whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Bladebeard, you see presumably a blood elf throw a rock in your direction and it hits the tower.
Bud waves at Bladebeard from down below.
I get back to picking flowers.
Don't worry, we are fine. We could have used some help. I thought that was the plan.
Well, we could have used help too. Not a help.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you.
Well,
You go first.
This is taking place in character.
Yeah.
I can just tap Bladebeard's shoulder and just say, well, do whatever you want. I'm joining them, and I can just tap Johnny on the shoulder, as in to ask him if he wants to go down as well.
Yeah, he frantically nods and starts following you.
And since the situation is controlled, maybe you should bring both of them down.
Who are you referring to?
To the unconscious Defias lady and to Lord Roswell. Which is dead, but
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Why don't they come up here?
it's a lot of people. And I'll just take the initiative and take the Defias lady.
Let me look at something. I can actually compel you to do something. No, you don't have an aspect that would fit this. I was going to compel Bladebeard to, like, I don't have time for this, and just throw Lord Roswell's corpse from the window. But
I mean, I think you will do that regardless, to be honest.
I actually thought of doing that.
But yeah, you don't have an aspect, so I can't compel you to do that.
Yeah. But never mind. I think that him being dead, it can be used, or we can lie that he's still alive. So maybe we just leave him here.
Well, you should at least take him downstairs, even if you don't take him outside.
You will hear Hergen from outside yell, "Is the bastard dead?"
I'm not there anymore, what a shame.
Benjamin, should we tell them that the bastard is dead?
I can just dismissively wave my hand and just say, yeah, sure.
I take his corpse and I throw it out of the window.
Okay.
He should be now.
All the NPCs recoil in shock. What do Buhd and Lyri do?
I walk up to the corpse and start poking it.
Oh, that's a nice corpse right there.
Yeah, bit like splattered to the ground, all the like finery and the nice clothes that he was wearing now drenched not just in blood but in all the viscera that's present in a human body at this point. It's a very gross spectacle because he fell from height.
As I go down the hallway, I hear a strange splash, but don't think anything about it.
Yeah.
Did you at least save Shallan? Is he down there?
Buhd holds up Shallan like Simba from Lion King.
Is he fine?
Yeah, well, he unconscious, but we good.
He still has all 8 fingers.
Let Buhd look.
Lyri, are you like looking for loot on Lord Roswell?
Oh yeah, sure.
Well, how again? This is a mangled corpse. How thorough are you searching? Are you like trying to
Not
keep
very
clean?
thorough at all. I'm just kind of looking from the outside.
Okay, then you will find like his dirtied clothing, which you recognize as expensive clothing, but now is irrevocably drenched in like human viscera. You find a monocle, which I'm going to roll a d20 to see if it survived the fall and the battle itself. Yeah, the monocle is fine if you want to take that.
I'll take the monocle.
Okay, and you find Bladebeard. Did you like take his sword before you threw him, or did you let him keep it?
I'll still have the sword with me.
Lord Roswell's sword.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be holding it, so I guess it's still on the floor even if Bladebeard didn't pick it up.
I actually used the sword.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so Lyri, that's all you find from your cursory search.
With that.
Well, I presume you're unwilling to like delve deep.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch him or anything like super in depth.
Yeah,
Just going to scan what I can see.
yeah, that's what you find at a cursory scan. Okay.
Right. Benjamin, I guess we should go downstairs.
I already left.
Yeah, Benjamin and Johnny already left. Yeah.
All right. I'll stay for a while longer. I'll go back to the treasury room.
Okay. Benjamin, can you roll me a careful while you go downstairs, and I'll roll a sneaky to oppose you?
Would my stunt work in this case?
Can you remind me of the wording of your stunt?
I say I gain +2 careful when noticing or analyzing my surroundings.
Yeah, I think it would apply. But just use the macro and we'll add the +2. Okay. Time means, in this situation, time means, Benjamin, you would get your way, but something negative would happen. Or, since it's something I like spruced up on you unexpectedly, you can just say, I fail, without the negative thing happening. Up to you.
So I don't know what that thing is, right?
Not at the moment.
Big banana peel.
I'll take it.
So you succeed, but something negative happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll add them on screen. You will see. Actually, forgot where I put. Yeah, that's where I put him. You'll see Seema the Pandaren sneaking upstairs. He's being stealthy, and you barely notice him. Feel free to do or say something while I think of what the negative thing will be.
Oh, our late savior, it seems.
Oh, Benjamin. You're fine, I suppose?
Mostly.
Johnny sort of cowers behind you, Benjamin. Seema will say, well, I suppose our business is done, but, the invitation is still open. Our paths don't have to part at this point.
Well, I was actually going to invite you to stay with us, but if you're so intent on going your way, feel free to.
I mean, I'm a mercenary. I'm in it for the money.
Well, that is fair.
Seema shrugs and says, but again, it's a good life, Benjamin, and you know it. You've been a mercenary too. You know what a team we could make.
Well, who knows? But if you're leaving, I guess you can always say your goodbyes to Bladebeard. He should be upstairs still.
Oh, he's upstairs. Where upstairs?
In Lord Roswell's room, I would assume. Not his room, his, I don't know what that is, to be honest. His throne room, perhaps?
I see. Okay, thank you.
Well, just don't stab him.
No promises.
I kinda just chuckle, but I'm kinda doubtful if that's a joke or not.
Feel free to roll a careful, and I will roll a sneaky to oppose to determine if that...
I won't. He isn't thinking too much about it.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, Seema will awkwardly try to squeeze past you on the narrow stairs. Do you let him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He will say, until we meet again, Benjamin. The invitation is always open, and he gives you a wink.
I kind of just wave my hand.
Yeah. And Seema goes upstairs. But enters back into stealth.
I guess I keep going down.
Okay. Bladebeard, what are you doing during this?
I'm in the treasure room.
Well,
Is that...
by treasure room, you mean Lord Roswell's quarters, where the boss fight happened, or do you mean the room where you stole the artifacts before?
Yeah, artifact room.
Okay. I will remind you that you've already searched that room, but as you go there, do you go there?
Alright, do I know if there's does he keep any gold and stuff there? Any like money, jewels?
Well, you did see, when they tried to hire you, that the gold was there. You're uncertain if it's in that specific room or if there's like a secret chamber or whatever. Make me a careful check, difficulty 4.
Alright. Careful. 0 again.
Okay. I will say you do have the opportunity to continue searching. But at this point, I will ask you to roll a careful and I will roll a sneaky to oppose you.
Yeah, I hope that this careful is fine. Although,
Okay. I'm presuming you're like peering through a bookshelf, trying to flip a book to see if it opens a secret passage or whatever, like all the legends you knew from your childhood, etc., etc. And suddenly, as you begin to stand up, you feel the tip of a blade at the back of your neck, and the voice of Sima the Pandarn who will say, "Looting, Mr. Bladebeard? Shame."
why shame? And, I killed the last owner, so not really stealing from anyone.
Sure. By the way, you still have the blade at the back of your neck. Do you try? Let me know if you try to turn around. Sima will say, "True. Well, being honest, I came here to rob this dead gentleman too."
Yeah, I mean, it's all for the taking, so be my guest.
But I'm not really feeling open to splitting the loot halfway. So why don't you get going? And, well, I hope we never meet again.
Alright. Sure thing.
Do you?
Does he let me go?
He gives you a bit of room to walk away, but he's still cautious. And has his weapons ready.
And I'm still in the office room.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Alright. I guess I'll go.
Okay. So you leave the room and travel downstairs, I presume,
Yeah,
right?
I'll still hold on to the sword. Any reaction from Sima?
How are you? Are you sheathing it? Is it in your hand?
Nope. He's holding it, I guess, against his shoulder, like you would like a stick, like monks do.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to roll a d2 because I'm not sure if Sima is in the mood to fight with you over the sword. So roll of 1 is he doesn't care about the sword. Roll of 2 is he stops and asks for the sword, okay?
Alright.
Okay, as you turn to leave, he blocks you with his sword, he blocks your path with his sword again, and he says, "Say, is that Lord Roswell's sword? I can recognize those rubies anywhere."
Define, what does it mean for something to belong to someone?
Don't play coy, Captain Bladebeard. Leave that with the rest of the loot, if you care about your head.
Did Sima keep his consequence, or that went away when? Yeah.
It went
No.
away because of the milestone.
Alright. Well, alright. I mean, Sure, take the sword.
Most generous.
Also, these two are still alive, by the way.
You point to like the guard and the rogue, I presume.
Yeah.
I took the rogue with me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Did-
why did they leave? The soldier.
I mean, I don't think Johnny is strong enough to carry someone. I don't know.
He would have tried if you asked him to.
Oh, well, I didn't.
In that case, because I didn't know that, while you were on the stairs, Sima would have asked you, why are you carrying that corpse?
Well, I'm sure he was in a hurry.
Sure, fair enough. Then, Bladebeard, you point to the remaining guardsman who's still alive.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he says, noted, thank you for the warning.
Also, in case you find my stuff, actually never mind. See ya or not. Goodbye.
I'm going to roll another D2. 2 is he makes a promise to return it. 1 is he doesn't care. Okay, he says, you've been earnest with me, Captain Bladebeard. What stuff is it, and I will return it to you?
2 swords, a gun, and
The Corkround helmet, I
1,000
think?
gold. Huh?
Also the Corkround helmet, I think?
I don't care about that.
Okay, you're the one who kept it.
Yeah. 2 swords, a gun, and 100 gold pieces. 1,000.
He was skeptical when you said 100, and when you say 1,000, he says, no games, Captain Bladebeard. If there is more gold than I can carry left after I loot this place, feel free to take it.
Technically, that's true. He promised me 100 gold for 1,000 gold for bringing him Benjamin.
He
And
also
I did
promised me 2,000 gold. I intend to collect.
Alright. Then if you find the swords and the gun, find me.
Well, I'm guessing you're not going to leave so soon. I'll just drop them off the window or something.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Do you proceed to leave the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you will hear footsteps and a stabbing sound and the gurgle of a dying man.
Keep walking.
Okay. Meanwhile, Benjamin and Johnny, you exit the tower and you see like this hurdle of NPCs.
Yeah, I can just noticed the smashed corpse beside me, and I just kind of just look shocked at it for a few seconds.
Johnny says, "Is that who I think it is?"
Well, I guess it looks like him.
And you also see a blood oath gently picking through the remains.
I can just do a disgusted face and just ignore it and join the larger group and put my prisoner down.
Johnny follows you. Do you rejoin like the other members of the group?
Yeah.
I rejoined too.
Yeah, you, Benjamin, you see this blood oath is walking like alongside, well, more or less in the same direction as you.
I kind of just look at her and just kind of keep going.
Okay.
As you like rejoin the group, you will see Shallan in his nightfallen form cradled in Buhd's arms. You'll see the Archmage carried by Hergen. At your approach, Hergen will say, "You alright, Johnny?" And Johnny will smile and give Hergen a brief nod.
I'll tap Johnny's back and say, he fought well.
Glad to hear it. You can see Hergen is smiling through his eyes. He's obviously wearing a mask, so you don't see the actual smile. I'll have to see that when we get back to the ship. Nice work with the rotten bastard, by the way.
Well, the part of having him thrown out of the window seemed a bit unnecessary, but I guess you have Bladebeard to thank for the killing blow.
You mean the window or the actual killing blow?
Both of them.
Hergen shrugs. And as Lyri approaches, he says to Benjamin, "Careful of that one. She's been a bit of trouble. Well, admittedly, she also helped with the thing in the caverns."
Guess you all left the caverns with a few more friends, if you can say that.
I roll my eyes.
I kind of just scratch my head. So, what happened? You guys were supposed to join us, but now you're all out here with everything.
I shuffle towards Benjamin. Just slightly. I kind of put distance between myself and with the people who hate me.
I presume you're using Benjamin as like a shield, more or less.
Not to that extreme, but I'm just kind of standing a bit behind him.
Oh, okay.
Well, a lot happened. We go to save Shallan, stumble on this lady. This lady lie to us when we ask where Shallan is, and she lie about it. She knew, and she didn't want to tell us. And then we go in cave, and spooky tiny woman, she controlled everybody, so we killed her. Then we killed a big dark dragon we saw who tried to steal Bud's shirt. Then magic staff starts speaking to Buhd, and the troll lady come out of staff and take staff, and we escape cave. Cave rocks fall on Bud's head, and apparently evil sneaky lady over here try and hurt Mage Lady, and that's why she is sleeping right now.
I will look at Lyri with a very disturbed look.
I'm gonna smile. A nice, wholehearted smile.
I kind of just have like this somewhat angry sigh and just look back to the rest of the group and say, well, at least I'm glad that everyone is alive.
Wait, Buhd, says Kyrie this time. She says, "What's that again about Troll Lady and the staff? Where is the staff?"
Yeah, what's that about a troll lady?
You're
Wait,
Bladebeard, are you walking out or?
Yeah. I assume.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard that part. Well, they're also a bit far away, but you are free to like rejoin the scene. Yeah.
Let's say this is the moment I walk out of the tower.
Okay. Lyri, you will see a bloodied dwarf enter the tower, as in his clothes and beard, etc. are bloody. He's the one you try to throw a rock at.
I hand him a flower.
How does Bladebeard respond to that?
What did she say?
I
She
hand you a flower.
Smile. A flower. Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat now?
I hand you a flower.
Oh, alright. I take the flower.
Be careful
Nice.
with that one, Bladebeard. Apparently she's a bit of a... Not sure if backstabber is the right word.
You don't even know me, and I scoff at him. I killed that gnome lady for these people, and they're not even appreciative at all.
Well, I've also heard you hurt our friends, so... well,
She hurt me first.
Wait,
By-
what's going on?
Krieg will say, well, technically the ogre killed the gnome lady. Krieg is your former jailer, Bladebeard, whom now you notice.
I remember him. And for now, I ignore him.
Fair enough. Cairo say, Bud, please, what was that about the troll and the staff?
Yeah, troll lady who stole Bladebeard's ship show up and take staff.
She what?
You hear a shattering of glass as the bottle of whatever I was drinking fell off my hand.
Well, would it shatter a dwarf, and I presume you weren't holding it high.
I guess it just falls down.
Sorry.
Falls down the stairs.
Well, you're not on the stairs, but yeah. It spills, I will say that.
Alright. Wait. But can you repeat that?
One has repeated it like 3 times.
I
but okay.
sigh because I'm tired. Tired as
Evil troll lady who steal your ship, Bladebeard, show up from staff with scary snakes and scary tiki masks, and she take the staff.
Wait. What? Wait. Zugalga was here? In the tower?
Yeah, she show up with army.
Army. You
Well,
mean
She showed up with 2 tiki heads and some snakes, Mr. Ogre.
Army to Buhd. You shut up, evil, sneaky, bad elf.
did she turn our crewmen into snakes?
No, she just summoned snakes.
how did
But
this
wait,
happen,
why
Bud?
did you-
Says Kyrie.
Well, she asks Buhd in Bud's head to if I need help, and we know looking so good because giant metal stone giant as big as mountain was waking up, so Buhd accepted help, and then she show up and attack us, and yeah, she out for blood.
Not Hergen. Vera will say, well, she only took the staff, she didn't kill us.
Yeah, but she try.
At this point, Bladebeard, because of the roll I just made, you hear a crash behind you, and if you look behind, you will see that Seema has dropped your your items that Lord Roswell confiscated from you from the window. They are on the floor.
I have something more important to focus on right now. Wait.
Can I
What?
take one of them while nobody's looking?
Feel free to. But I will give Bladebeard the opportunity to roll careful to see if he notices you. If he's interested.
Okay.
If he's
Nope.
interested.
Nope.
I'll go
Exact-
and see if I can snatch that gun.
Yeah, as you go there, the NPCs are too focused on the discussion. You will see... actually, Bladebeard, can you describe your gun? Is it like a personal item or is it just a gun?
A normal pirate gun.
Okay, it's a
I don't know.
it's a pistol at any rate, not like a
Yeah.
rifle.
Yeah, I know. So do you want me to roll sneaky or something?
No, it doesn't have any bullets in it.
Roll sneaky only if Bladebeard decides to oppose you if he's careful. Otherwise, no.
No.
Then don't. Yeah. So you go and pick up the gun. Meanwhile, yeah.
As I was saying, Buhd, when you said that you were going to take care of that staff as if it was a baby kitten, I didn't assume that you would be giving it to the person that stole our home, our ship, our
Well,
crew.
it float out of Bud's hand and go to her, and then everything go bad after that. We weren't also doing so good, and Bud didn't want crew to die, so we had to run.
They walk back to the group.
Kyrie will say, Do you realize how bad that is? How if Zolgaga has this staff, do you realize how bad the situation is?
Well, Bud realized that, but it was stop her or die, and Bud didn't want crew to die, so Bud made good decision. Bud thinks.
No, you didn't.
But, says Kyrie, at this point I think she's a bigger threat than the demons in Booty Bay.
Bud blamed the sneaky elf lady. Yeah.
No, this is your fault, Buhd. That staff was the only way we had of finding her. I gave you to. Actually, you know what, Buhd? It's not your fault. It's mine. But trusting you with something so important.
Bud looks sad.
I giggle.
God.
Kyrie sighs heavily and says, I apologize for yelling at you, Bud. The situation is grave, but I'm sure in the moment you did the best you could.
Bud no longer want to be first mate if Bladebeard angry with Bud. And Bud storms off.
You.
He's upset. So Bud
I am
is
very angry with you.
I will follow Bud.
Okay.
And when I reach him, I'll put my hand on his shoulder and just say, well, for what it's worth, you brought back everyone alive, so I think, in a way, that was a good decision.
Everybody gonna die if Bud stay. Bladebeard is mean. Bud make good decision, and Bladebeard always chastise Bud.
There is like 100 people on my ship. Our family, our crew.
I don't think you heard them,
Yeah,
did you?
I don't think they're far away, I think.
Bladebeard could have followed you if he decides to do that, but otherwise he wouldn't have heard.
Did you follow?
Yeah, I guess he didn't, but he just yelled that out.
Is Johnny down here?
Yeah, he's with the other members of the party and the crew, the NPCs.
Can I plant Bladebeard's gun on Johnny?
Yeah, roll for me a sneaky and I will roll Johnny's careful.
Okay.
I'm not going to bother to roll because even Johnny's critical wouldn't be able to match that. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you successfully plant the gun on Johnny without anyone noticing.
Come on, this is a Bladebeard move.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm just...
Bladebeard has literally done that before. Well, not with the gun,
God.
but yeah.
Everything you do, I already done. Oh, this is awesome.
Well, I go and rejoin. I try to rejoin Buhd and Benjamin.
Bladebeard, do you look around at your surroundings while this is happening?
Nope.
Okay.
I talked to Kyrie.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
how? What does this mean? You must know something.
Kyrie will sigh and she will say, well, if you know more about Zulgaga than I do, but if... Do you... No, I don't remember. I think Kyrie did tell you about like the legend of Minloff in like 2-3 episodes ago, right? You were there.
I believe she mentioned his name.
Yeah, she told you about the legend of like an ancient troll spellcaster who was so powerful that Neptulon sent Kraken to destroy him, basically. Yeah, and so Kyrie will say, well, if she plans to emulate the legend of Minloff, I will say very bad.
Does she need to sacrifice any living people?
Probably.
Oh God. Any clues, any ideas where she might be?
Kyrie will sigh and say, well, fortunately, if she uses that power, it will definitely be hard to miss. But I'm not sure any of us will be able to stop it at that point, honestly.
Bladebeard just sits against the wall.
Meanwhile, Buhd, Benjamin, Lyri, what are you three doing?
I kind of silently approach Buhd and offer him a flower because he's emotionally, kind of vulnerable right now.
Bud takes the flower and eats it. Not like in a mean way, but he thinks it's a snack. So.
Oh, you know that
That's
scene
fine.
from my stage where those creatures eat the last flower? You know, kind of reminds me of that.
I don't know what that is, but I'll take it.
Okay, never mind then. Having fun following us around.
Oh, jeez. I nod my head and I say yes, and I give a big cheesy grin.
I can just rub my forehead and turn to Buhd and say, well, anyhow, we should rejoin the others.
I guess so.
That was a brief scene.
Oh, and by the way, do you still have my orb?
Oh, Budster has that.
Can I have it back?
Bud pulls it out and puts it from his pocket and puts it in Benjamin's hands.
Okay. Take it out of context.
Well,
My God.
How would you describe the orb, just so Lyri can get like the perspective of the item?
do you know those offhands from like vanilla, which is literally like an orb,
Stick.
which is like an orb with a stick attached to it?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but without the stick. So it's just basically.
So it's just an orb.
Yeah, it's basically just an orb with like a bit of
Why are you just
metal.
grabbing an orb?
I don't know, because it has a bit of metal on it. I don't know. I can send you a
Okay.
picture if it makes you feel better.
It's just an orb. Why didn't you think of that?
I don't know. It's also a purple, pink, something like that. I don't know.
I also asked you to describe it in case it is of interest to Lyri if she decides, hey, I want that maybe.
I might give it a glance, but I don't do anything right now.
Okay.
I need to build some rapport.
Above board, that item is Benjamin's item that directs one of his stunts. So if you do decide to steal it, it will create some complications, but it is possible, just FYI. Okay. Do you three rejoin the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bud just kind of talks to Benjamin while they go back.
We're gonna miss Bud's tail. That was fun.
Well, I guess I can lend it to you from time to time if you really
Warren?
want it.
You good friend, Benjamin.
You too. And I hesitantly tap his back.
It's
Repeats
sweaty.
the same. Bud repeats the gesture.
And I'm kind of pushed forward by each slap, and I'm like, okay.
Do any of you, Bladebeard included, look in the direction of like the quote-unquote prisoners, hostages?
Nope.
Okay.
I would, as I'm sitting down, I guess his hands start shaking a bit. I would like to close my eyes, and I guess the only option I have is to ask the unknown presence in my head for an advice.
You're using your stunt, correct?
Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Okay. Let me think. Just give me like a little bit of direction. You're asking for advice on where Zolgaga is, or what to do, or
Let's say, yeah, I guess what to do. Just what should I do?
okay. I need to think a little bit about this because it'll be something cryptic but still useful. The voice will say, when the staff and the stone are one in the hands of one of the storm's blood, the seas will part and the crucible shall be opened. Do you want me to type that in chat?
No, I get it.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. I guess. He just stays where he was.
Can you roll me a careful difficulty 6? Okay. If you had succeeded, I would have like given you a bit more information regarding what it said. If you like.
The staff is the staff, Storm Blood, the law of storms, and his family.
The voice said, when the scepter and the stone are one in the hands of one who is of storm's blood.
So
the scepter and the stone.
She needs some kind of a stone. Maybe the orb.
With that careful roll, that is all I will say.
Yeah. That's fine.
When I joined the group, I decided to go check up on Meridia since I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, she Hergen has at this point like set her down gently, like next to like the entrance to the caverns. She is unconscious at the moment.
I'll sit next to her and try to conjure a bread.
Then roll for me, just to see like the quality of the bread at this point. Either clever or careful, and depending on your roll, it will be better or worse. Okay. That's like the complete average, but because of like your previous critical hit, you make pretty decent bread. Pretty good. Nothing too special.
Fair enough.
Lyri, you see this man kneel next to the mage and conjure up some bread. Apparently he's a magic user.
I I take note of that. But what I do is I go to Meridiana because she sat down, and everything kind of calmed down a bit. And I leave a nice flower on her unconscious, mangled body.
Not really mangled, but Benjamin, you see this.
I kind of just once again sigh and try to ignore Lyri.
Oh my god. I go to pick some more flowers because this sucker is not initiating any conversation.
Okay.
I'm not having it. I need to build some rapport.
But do you do anything?
Bud is just chilling next to Benjamin.
Okay. At this point, Bladebeard, partly because you tapped into that presence, well, actually, all of you, because they are very noisy, you will see these two start walking in Bladebeard's direction, like staring at him. The Iron Vrykul and the Iron Dwarf. All the NPCs look apprehensive.
Going on with them?
I'm just picking my flowers.
Bladebeard, do you notice?
I mean, if they come really close to me.
Well, yeah, they will approach. Kyrie will, at this point, yell, "Hold it right there!" But those two will ignore her. Bladebeard, you would hear Kyrie's voice.
I'm going to say, "You two, stop."
They stop.
Yeah, I guess I control machines now.
I heard something like very far away, and I can just scratch my ear because it sounded really weird.
The Iron Dwarf will say, "What is your bidding, master?" Kyrie looks shocked. Well, actually, all the NPCs except Johnny look shocked because Johnny was the only one on the scene.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I control machines. I don't know, a power I was born with, I don't know. Can you two build a ship?
The Iron Vrykul stays silent. The Iron Dwarf says, "Processing." I.
How
Please.
quickly?
Processing. 9 years, 8 months.
Baby size. Just
Would be easier if I had workmen.
I don't know, just guard me.
Affirmative, and they walk in your direction, and if nobody stops them, they will like take a guard position around you. All of you would notice this because these guys are noisy.
I mean, at this point, I'm just laying on the grass because it's the first time I don't have a massive headache, so I'm kind of just enjoying the breeze.
Sure.
What are your names? Do you have names?
The Iron Dwarf will say, "I'm Frignir, and this one is Specimen 247. I'll type the dwarf's name in chat.
All right. What did you say? Frigmir?
The Iron Dwarf nods at you.
Well, first mate Frigmir. Welcome aboard. Um,
Processing. There is no ship here.
Bladebeard starts crying.
Oh. Frignir will say, processing. And that's all he says. Kyrie, seeing this, I think will walk to Benjamin and will ask him, what the hell is going on over there?
I kind of just poke my head up and notice that they are both guarding Bladebeard. And I kind of just scratch my head and say, well, when we were fighting Lord Roswell and his minions, one of those Aaran things started obeying Bladebeard. And then I kind of felt something weird on Bladebeard, but I'm not sure what was going on.
Bladebeard, the Iron Dwarf, will say, after like he has processed for like 10 seconds or so, he'll say, Master, you currently carry the holographic remembrance device, correct?
Can you say that in common?
Processing. Master, you currently carry the holographic remembrance device, correct? He says in common.
Bladebeard gets up. Follow me inside. And I get inside the tower.
Okay. Everyone would notice this, by the way. The NPCs will not like follow. But yeah, the Iron Dwarf and the Iron Vrike will both follow you, Bladebeard.
Alright. I pull out both of the items.
Okay. You do that. The Iron Dwarf sort of stares expectantly at you.
What you just said, did you meant any of these two?
Affirmative. He will point towards the hourglass.
Alright, then I guess I have it.
Then, Master, you may use it as our previous Master used it when they needed their comfort.
What does it do?
Processing. It allows communication with the memory. He doesn't like stutter like I am stuttering at the moment. He says it clearly. It allows communication with the memory of any individual you desire.
Oh. And like I can talk with someone who's dead
Affirmative.
or someone who's alive,
Affirmative.
but not really them, but only their memories.
The memories that you have of them constructed based on your specifications. Our previous master used it quite often to communicate with one processing, one named Sif, to alleviate their own inner turmoil.
Alright, first of all, I might not always be your master, so if that ever happens, don't tell anyone who I spoke with. Delete all my history. Alright?
Processing. He will continue to like stare at you, continue to process for a while.
Alright, I'll take that as a no. Sure, Lugalga. Can I talk to her?
You can talk to anyone you desire.
Alright. I'll try to listen to what she said to me last again about me knowing where she already is, but I obviously didn't.
So you're basically trying to use the hourglass at this point, right?
Yeah.
You'll hear a voice coming from the hourglass, a feminine voice this time, not the voice of Zulgaga, just like a feminine AI voice who'll say, "Processing. Previous owner Prime, please specify new administrator."
Captain Bladebeard.
Affirmative. Greetings, Captain Bladebeard. You now see like a beam of light emanate from the hourglass. Basically, it would be like a sci-fi scanner as it basically scans your memory. But to you, it probably looks very unusual.
Right. I just assumed that's supposed to happen.
Yeah, the NPC score if you don't react. By the way, Benjamin, Buhd, Lyri, you are entirely free to try to listen in at any point. This isn't just a Bladebeard only thing.
Not really. I keep playing down on the grass.
Okay.
But is just kind of staying with Benjamin and is he's a little uneased by Bladebeard because he yelled at him. So
I don't really have any way to kind of sneak around much, so I'll stay with them.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. At this point, after like 20 seconds, the light will like stop and say, "Greetings, Captain Bladebeard. I stand at your service."
Alright. Can you repeat the last thing what Galga said about me having her staff and, you know, knowing where she is because of that?
First you will see like the hourglass emit a bit of light again, and you will see basically an image of Zulgaga, who looks very like arrogant, self-assured, etc. Like you remember her basically. But above board, what are you referring to? You were referring to when you communicated with her via the staff, or?
Yeah. She in the field when I used the staff, she said like I asked her like, "Where are you?" And I believe she said something like, "Oh, if you already have this staff, you should probably know where I am."
I don't remember that, honestly. Being completely honest.
Yeah, I remember correctly, but I know that she said that I should know where she is.
Maybe then the image of Zulgaga will repeat those words back at you in her arrogant tone. Only this time, unlike like a voice in your mind, you'll see like the hologram gesticulating, etc., as you remember Zulgaga doing when you knew her on your ship.
And I only see her, not like the background.
Yeah. And she will, after saying that, she will say, "So, good Captain, how do you plan on finding me?"
Is that something that...
No, it's not something she said previously, but basically this hologram creates it doesn't just replay your memories. It basically creates someone you can talk with based on like what you know about them. Make sense?
Yeah. Not to Bladebeard, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she says that to you. How do you plan on finding me?
Wait. Is this a memory, or is she really talking to me?
Oh, poor Captain. You don't even understand the power of the items you hold?
I mean, no. Where are you?
She will laugh at you and she will say, I be in the middle of the sea. You know that already, Captain.
My crew still with you, I assume.
She will say, they are my faithful servants. Again, this is just reiterating what you already know.
Are they alive?
Well, if you can call undead alive. Again, this is something you already knew.
Oh God, we met one. Right?
You remember the ship that attacked Booty Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Many of those people were former members of your crew. And the angry fell orc lady killed them all. But yeah.
Oh. All of them are undead. And with you.
I be not undead.
I turn her off. Turn the troll off.
Yeah, the light flutters and the troll is quote-unquote turned off. But the hourglass still seems active. Detecting high level of distress. Would you like to speak to someone more comforting?
No. Not
Affirmative. Affirmative.
All right. We have a troll to kill.
The Iron Vrike will say, processing. And after a while will say, trolls can be killed by severing the something. Basically, he'll go into detail about how to properly eviscerate a troll.
Yeah. Their weakness is the same as everyone's. The neck.
Affirmative. Troll regeneration does not apply in cases of decapitation, except in cases where lower magic is present in high quantities. See example, the story of, I forget the name. There's an NPC, another troll legend about someone who regenerated their whole body after being burned by shadow flame, and the Iron Vrike says that.
I remember what you mean, but I don't remember the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just follow me, you two.
Affirmative. They say, both of them say.
And I'll walk out.
What do you do with the items?
Hide them.
Okay. Yeah. To everyone, Bladebeard walks out.
Since he entered and left, wouldn't he have noticed his weapons on the ground?
Up to him.
Oh, do I see my swords?
If you remembered to take interest in the FUD you heard when something dropped and you make the connection, then sure, it's entirely up to your character at this point.
Yeah, I guess I glance towards the thing that fell.
Yeah, and you see your two swords,
I'll
but not your gun.
Yeah, I'll go to them and pick them up.
Okay, you have now acquired two swords.
How much
Cutlasses.
do they deal?
How much what?
Damage do they deal?
Sure, this ain't D&D. But yeah, you have them.
All right. I'm high enough level to equip them, right?
Sure, they're yours, mate. You had them since day one.
Yeah, alright. I equip them.
Okay, again, this is not D&D, but yeah, you have them. You're able to do whatever you want with them.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll just rejoin wherever the most people are.
Yeah. At this point, I think many of like the people who like Kyrie quote unquote took hostage have like dispersed. They like don't really have an interest in avenging Lord Roswell, but there are a few who like remain and glare angrily, but don't take action because Kyrie is scary.
Oh, I'll join the group with the most people of my people, of my
Yeah,
friends.
I'm just describing the general scene, by the way.
I thought you were like, oh, you joined the fires guys.
So I'm sitting with everybody, right?
Yeah, you are able to do whatever you'd like.
I pretend to fall asleep.
You pretend to fall asleep successfully.
Okay, I just want to see if people start talking some smack.
You would. Where exactly would you be falling asleep in relation to other characters, so I can tell you what you would hear or not?
I was kind of near Buhd and Benjamin, wasn't I? I was picking flowers, so
Yeah.
around them.
Then it's up to them if they talk about anything.
They're keeping their mouths clean. Good stuff.
By the way, Buhd and Benjamin, what were you two doing while Bladebeard was in the tower? Were you just like relaxing and Buhd was sobbing more or less?
Yeah, I'm kind of just enjoying my little free time before everything turns horrible again.
Okay. Buhd?
Yeah, Bud is just kind of relaxing, I guess. He's unsure what to do because he thinks people are mad at him because he couldn't really do much about the staff, so he's upset.
Bladebeard, Kyrie will walk in your direction as you're leaving the tower.
Right.
And she will say, you don't have to let me in on your secrets, but these two, she points to the Iron Dwarf and the Iron Vrykul, they are on our side, right?
Yeah, they serve me because, honestly, I have no idea. I might have some idea, but all this magic stuff is kind of confusing to me. But yeah, they are on our side.
So, what's this about that Benjamin told me about shadow magic?
I don't know what he was referring to.
To your fight with Lord Roswell.
Oh?
To your fight with Lord Roswell, I said.
Oh, he was just I guess a warrior. He had a sword, no magic.
I'm referring to you, Captain Bladebeard, not to Lord Roswell.
I'm what some would consider a rogue. I also don't use magic.
A combat rogue, to be specific, I guess.
Yeah, dismissed the Pandaria, so it's still.
Oh, right. I forgot that it got renamed. Yeah, I don't play rogue.
Yeah. They still call it combat. Some people in the rogue community are thinking about renaming it, but yeah, we might rename it later.
Right. Benjamin said that you wielded a form of purple magic. I don't remember what exactly you said, Benjamin.
I said it just felt a weird aura.
Yeah. Benjamin said you had a weird aura when you were fighting Lord Roswell.
Honestly, I'm not sure what he means by that. I can ask him for more details. I mean, I did kill Lord Roswell.
She sighs and says, well, I trust that you know that I only would like to help, Captain Bladebeard.
I know.
Very well.
That's all you've been doing since I met you.
She chuckles for a little bit and says, well, she'll like start walking in the direction of like the other people in the group.
I'll follow.
Yeah, you'll see like Johnny and Hergen and Krieg making small talk. Vera just standing there like a statue like she usually does. Shallan and the Archmage are still unconscious. But where would you have left Shallan? You are carrying him.
Shalom will probably be in Bud's lap.
Okay, you've just been crying and tears have been falling on him, I guess. I'm joking, it's up to you if you're crying or not.
He's not really crying, he's just upset. Like,
Okay.
he's got a sad face, so he's huffing a little bit, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the general scene you see when you go there, Bladebeard.
And I assume Krieg is also here.
Yeah, like I mentioned, he's talking with Johnny and Hergen.
Yeah, I'll just stand there.
Yeah, most of the NPCs like turn in your direction. Kyrie will like sort of clap her hands like you can see in cartoons of like someone trying to get attention, and she'll say, all right, people, we dealt with this issue. I'm glad that everyone is more or less safe. What now?
Am I and Buhd close enough to be within talking distance?
Yeah.
So I guess I just get up from my relaxing
And
moment,
Lyri too, by the way.
moment of relief, and then say, well, you did mention this whole Zulgalga business was more important than the demon invasion, right?
More dangerous, not more urgent, not just necessarily.
Yeah, my crew's all already undead. I guess we are not in the hurry anymore to save them.
I start pretending to snore really loudly.
Kyrie sort of looks at you with a look of like sympathy, like I'm sorry to hear that, a sorrow.
It's fine. I felt like I knew it a long time, and I just hoped. I hope I'll be able to kill the Galga and everything will be fine again. Guess not.
Well, killing Zulgalga should still be in our priorities, I presume.
Yeah, I guess for vengeance.
Well, to also prevent a threat.
Yeah, you mentioned. Wait, were Krakens on her side or Neptunes?
Neptulon sent Krakens to kill Minloth the Serpent, how the legend goes.
What's she trying to do?
You know her better than I do, Captain Bladebeard.
I saved her. I saved her from a sinking. Oh God! I saved her from a sinking ship, and like you do, I asked her if she wanted to be part of the crew, be a pirate, be free, sail on 7 seas. She joined. She didn't really seem like a threat at the moment, and then one day she was.
Kari will sigh and say, well, I presume she might be trying to emulate this Minloth of legend.
That's what I'm asking. What did he do?
well, it's an old legend, and honestly, she stops herself as she notices that Lyri is listening, and she says, "We of my kind notice this only the aftermath of the event, not necessarily the event itself, when the city was already gone." And she says, "The legends only says that this spellcaster grew in power and became arrogant, and for this was punished by Neptulon."
Alright.
Well, I guess this would be a good moment for that Loa guy to get us in contact with Hekala. She might know a bit more of her sister's intentions.
Wait, did that dragon call me out?
Do you say that in character or?
No.
No, she didn't call you out, but basically,
She's aware.
no, she saw that you are like listening, and so she stopped herself before she said something.
Oh, okay.
A piece of information. Basically, you know that she's a dragon. She was about to say, "We of the blue dragonflight," and she stopped herself and said instead, "My kind," basically.
Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna keep on the act.
Well, you mentioned
Also-
that you stopped fake sleeping. That's why I said that.
What? No, I said I started snoring.
Oh, okay. So the opposite. Okay, then she would have said, "We have the blue dragonflight." So Lyri now knows that that person is a dragon, or at least claims to be a dragon.
Okay.
Also, everyone meet Brignir and Ironbeard.
The Ironvraiku will say, "Processing. New designation accepted." The NPCs all look apprehensive at one another.
Don't worry, they are our allies.
The Iron Dwarf will say, "Secondary objective, the elimination of Zulgaga, troll." What would be her class? Troll, wizard, sorcerer, whatever.
Right. So yeah, I guess they do whatever I tell them to do. Brignir, dance.
Frignir will begin to dance as you command. It's very awkward, and you hear like the shuffling of electronics inside of him as you do that. As he
Right.
does that, rather.
No reaction? Alright.
Well,
No.
the reactions are that the NPCs are all flabbergasted and don't know what to say or do, except Kyrie, who looks slightly amused. But Benjamin, Lyri, if she's back, feel free to react if you want.
I am just very surprised and somewhat entertained.
Alright, you can stop.
Affirmative. The goblin that is in the crowd will say, "Hey, what you doing with my servants?"
I guess they ain't yours anymore.
Lord
Sorry.
Roswell gave them to me after he got them from Northrend somehow.
Well, you can go and ask him to give them back. And I gesture towards what once was Lord Roswell.
What's gonna happen to my contract now?
I guess same thing that happened to this guy.
Ugh. The goblin sighs in defeat.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of just turn to Bud and say, "Do you think the weasel is lonely?"
And what did you say, Benjamin?
I just turn to Bud and ask him if he feels that if he feels that the weasel is lonely, if he needs a friend.
Maybe.
By the way, you still left the weasel in the jail cell with that shouting orc woman.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Zelris above board, they caught, quote-unquote, the person who instigated all the campaign, who was basically a goblin who was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they threw him in jail after he was shifty, and in that jail was a loud orc woman who kept yelling about killing people, and she is basically a torture device.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they're referring to. Kyrie at this point will notice finally Shallan in your arms and will walk to you, Buhd, and say, "What happened to him?"
Shallan?
Yes, don't you see the form he's in?
Yes. He be drained by nasty gnome, and Buhd save him.
Did you say drained?
He was floating in air, and gnome lady would drain out of Shallan into giant thing.
How much above board? How much attention were you paying to Shallan while you were like carrying him, while talking with Bladebeard, etc., etc.?
He's been more paying attention to Shallan now that he's gotten the chance to kind of sit down and relax. But prior to that, not as much.
Yeah, now you will notice that he is breathing very shallowly.
So is he not doing so good then? Like, does he need medical?
Basically, he seems to be barely breathing. He's stable in his breathing, but his breathing is very weak, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You drained. What was this gnome?
She looked very scary and spooky, and seemed to have been the boss in Cavern.
A final boss, one might call her. Kai will. Are you like standing, sitting? How are you, Buhd?
Buhd is sitting with Shallan in his lap.
Okay, Kai will kneel and like take stock of Shallan, and she'll say, "Well, whatever she did, she caused some damage. I need to take a closer look at him. Probably back at the ship."
Okay.
Kari will then stand up and say, "Are we going back?"
So soon?
Shallan needs better care than what I can provide for him here.
Zima is still in the tower.
Well, I talked to him on the stairs. He said he's leaving.
He's looting.
Yeah, but he said that our mutual business was done, so that he's going back to doing whatever he was.
But here we have a whole castle for ourselves.
Do you have any interest in ruling a part of Westfall? I certainly don't.
You're right. Who should rule it then?
Well, I hate to say this, but I don't think we're in any position to decide that.
Are you saying this like loud enough for everyone to hear, or are you talking privately?
I guess I'm talking privately.
Okay.
Well, we do have that son of his back on the ship.
We do?
Oh, yeah, I kinda may have accidentally broken his back, so he was sent back to the ship as a prisoner. Yeah, he's a bastard son, I think.
Oh, why didn't you tell me? We wouldn't have any of them.
Well, you didn't ask.
The Shallan approach to information. Kyrie will say, whatever you're talking about, Shallan needs my help and I would like to return to the ship, but, well, most of you are guests and you're entirely welcome to continue to be my guests, but it's entirely up to you if you would like to return to the ship or not.
Yeah, let's go. I'm
Well,
going.
it's not like I have any business here, so that's the only choice, really.
Buhd, Lyri, what do you two do?
Well, Bud would like to leave. He's very open to that with Shallan's state because he's concerned for Shallan more than anything.
I'm still pretending to be asleep, so I'm not going to say anything.
What about Archmage Khadgar? Wouldn't he show up tomorrow?
Well, he probably will show up, but we obviously won't need him to teleport to the tower anymore, but I might need his help regarding Shallan.
Wait, Khadgar, the wizard?
Yeah, Bladebeard doesn't know that.
Yeah, he were gonna help us, but we were in a rush.
Would Lyri know about Khadgar, or does the name not mean anything to her?
Probably not.
Fair enough.
Like the Khadgar from the statue and everything.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't really have a beard anymore, but it's him, I guess.
Oh, and apparently he's alive.
Is that news to you?
Yeah, didn't he die when he went to the other world, to Draenor? None of them returned, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure he returned quite a while ago.
Above board, I think Bladebeard would know. What you would certainly know about Outland, and from like sailor stories, you probably would know about the Sons of Lothar being alive. I don't know if you would know about Khadgar specifically, but yeah.
All right. I mean, I heard the rumors, but yeah. Oh yeah, the portal reopened like what 4 years ago. Yeah.
Well, being honest, I'm not sure of the passage of time anymore.
3 years.
Hey.
Oh great. Can't wait to meet him, I guess.
Well, since Shallan needs this help, I guess we'll inevitably meet him.
Yeah.
At this point, Kyrie will walk to the quote-unquote sleeping blood elf and like gently try to shake you awake.
I resist.
Okay. She.
I'm not going to wake up.
Okay. She'll try a little bit more forcefully, but not like force you awake.
You know, I'm gonna keep pretending to be asleep.
Okay.
Keep sleep.
Okay. Kyrie will then rise up and say, well, I don't think it would be right to bring her. I'm not exactly in the mood to kidnap someone. I was going to ask her if she would like to come.
Well, I'm sure she'd just be trouble with what I hear.
Yeah. Who is she? I mean, I introduced my new friends. Who's
She's
this?
sneaky grabber.
I start sleep talking. I say very, very nice things about Buhd in my sleep.
She having weird dreams about Buhd.
Yeah, I was better off not thinking about that.
Oh my god, you guys are being mean.
Hergen will say, The Archmage has a bone to pick with her. I don't know if it would be good to bring her.
I mean, she has a bone to pick with every one of us. She
Hergen
thinks I'm
shrugs.
a criminal.
Okay, my thinking isn't working, so I'm gonna pretend to rouse from my sleep.
Oh, speak of the devil, says Kyrie.
I'm gonna big yawn out
Accurate name.
and rub my eyes.
Kyrie kneels in front of you and says, "Are you well?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to return back to our ship. As I mentioned, the invitation is still open. If you'd like, you can join us, and if it's not to your liking, I can teleport you more or less anywhere you'd like."
Sounds good. I give her a big smile.
She smiles back. And then she turns around and like,
They're at Buhd. One of these looking. Not happy with Buhd.
and Kari will begin a ritual to teleport people back to the ship, which will take a little bit of time because it's a bit more than she can usually handle. But before she starts, she'll say, "Are you coming with?" Asking Krieg, the one-armed man who's Hergen's brother, and unless anyone interrupts this conversation, Krieg will say, "I'd very much like to rejoin my brother. We were separated. I sought employ under Lord Roswell. I didn't think there was any other choice for someone like me, but seems he found someone better." And Kari will smile and say, "You're welcome, of course." And she will begin her ritual. Unless
Bladebeard kind of stares at him for a moment too long and then looks away.
I don't think Hergen will notice, honestly.
Alright.
But obviously, you're free to
Too
deal
loud.
with. Sorry, go ahead, Zelris.
They yawn a bit too loud.
Yeah. Unless anyone does anything else, the ritual will begin. And you'll be teleported, including your NPC companions, which means including Krieg, including Johnny, including the Aaran people, and including Lyri, well, who's not an NPC, obviously. You'll all be teleported back.
Wow.
Wait,
Sorry.
I quickly, before we get teleported, I asked the Aaran people, is there any more of you or just you two? There was another guy in the tower.
The Aaran will say, "There were two of my kin in the caverns, but I have lost contact with them."
I
Well,
start to
You started what? Sorry?
yawn.
Oh, the one in the tower is dead. Sorry.
Hergen will say, "The two in the caverns are also dead, Rust Bucket, and the Anvrike will say, "Then there are no more."
Oh, sorry, mate. I guess it's just two of you then.
He stares unblinking and unfazed at you.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so you teleport to the Moonsong's Folly, all of you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Then this will be the end of our session, but just as you are teleported, the first thing you will notice is that storm clouds will begin to gather as a sort of ominous warning for next time. And yeah, this shall be the end of our session. Unless you want to do anything else.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, by the way, where was my stuff kept?
Meridia had it.
Okay. Wait, does that mean she lost it, or?
No, she still has it, like on her belt, etc.
Okay. Because I don't think you mentioned my stuff when.
No, I honestly forgot. Zelris, would your character have stolen, like, a sword that was on Meridia's thingy when you had the chance?
I mean, it was a pretty large sword, so I guess it's not easy to hide.
No, I wouldn't have took it.
Okay. So yeah. What did everyone think of this session?
It's back to a bit of a chill RP session, so I'm glad that we aren't dying anymore. So
Yeah, well, I felt we needed
Yeah.
one of those, yeah.
A little bit more lax, a little bit more reactive to Lyri, which
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
just a bit awkward because I don't really have relationships with these people yet, so it's been a lot of just
Yeah,
your current
Going around.
relationship is everyone is upset with you.
I wouldn't say upset. I would say, well, the Archmage is, and maybe Buhd is, but everyone else is just distrustful of you except Kyrie, who has taken in far worse people than you.
It'd been nice to give people flowers.
Bladebeard has no idea.
Flower wasn't very
The Bloodle.
well. If Bladebeard's like, Buhd, what do you think of her? Buhd will be honest and be like, Buhd doesn't trust her, which is not exactly a very normal thing for Buhd to say. So
I mean, I'm just looking forward to these two chuckleheads falling off deck and then sinking to the bottom of the ocean. And who thought it would be a good idea to bring two metal people on a boat?
They're not that
that is a
heavy.
good point.
Oh, yeah, they would sink, true, but they would not sink the ship, if that's what you're thinking.
No, don't sink the ship.
if we brought the big giant one,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, hypothetically, would Bladebeard be able to control it?
If the gnome was dead.
but the gnome died.
Yeah, yeah.
Giants.
I'm saying, regards to your question, would Bladebeard be able to control the giant? The answer is yes. If the gnome were also dead, if the gnome wasn't dead in this scenario, then probably not.
So theoretically, he could go back in that cave and control it.
Well, the Iron Giant got
Yeah.
smashed up a lot. It's damaged. Well, damaged.
So doesn't it need Shalon's power to work? When we have to like kill him to get it back running?
Also true.
I mean, I'm
That's
not. Right.
not gonna happen with Buhd around. Buhd would smash anyone trying to hurt Shalon.
If you
I mean, unless it only works with shadow magic, wouldn't Kyrie hypothetically be strong enough to power it without dying?
hypothetically, basically, if you ever like decide, hey, we want that Iron Giant, which only Buhd and Lyri out of the player characters know about, you need to first of all repair it from all the damage it has taken. Well, second of all, bring it out of the cavern somehow, and third of all, have a power source, a magical power source.
I mean, if you guys want to, we can always go back.
Yep, it's a possibility.
Well, no Stormwind vacation arc, but I guess we're going back to our beloved Golden Skull Island.
Yeah, I was honestly a little bit surprised by that you didn't decide to go with the Stormwind route.
Yeah, I thought I would get money.
I mean, if the staff incident didn't happen, I think it would have been more likely to go to Stormwind.
You could.
What you guys been doing, Stormwind? I don't get it.
I don't know, have some good times, I don't know, relax.
Also, the thing with Shallan seemed urgent.
So,
Well, Kyrie did say that, yeah, she will go with Shallan to heal him, but you are entirely free to do whatever, and she could have come back for you at any point.
I mean, last time we returned, like, our ship was raided, so I guess it's better to return altogether, or I don't know.
We've dilly-dallied away from the Booty Bay and all that long enough, so let's go back to the ship and do stuff there.
Sure.
Plus, Buhd probably wouldn't have come along. He's more concerned about Shallan, so...
Yeah.
And like a lot of the fun of Stormwind would be Buhd being in it. So
And yeah. Bladebeard, well, DoomGoblin, sorry, not Bladebeard. Since we talked about that you, if you learn more information regarding your stunt, we might reward it, you will now know that your stunt is somehow related to the hourglass that you carry.
Yeah. I assumed that Rifles are somehow connected to the hourglass.
Mhm.
The crystal orb thing looks more legiony, I guess.
Feel free to make any assumptions you'd like.
And both Bladebeard and DoomGoblin are kind of sad that we lost the most amazing item that we ever had. But the hourglass is pretty cool as well. I can talk with anyone I met. I can replay any conversation.
Yeah, you can talk with Bud while also not being pissed off with the real Bud.
Bladebeard is becoming one of those guys who relies on VR for his social life.
Wow.
Well, honestly, the way I sort of envisioned that you would use it was I didn't honestly think you would choose to talk with Zolgaga, although that was obviously an option. Honestly, I thought you maybe would have chosen to talk with people from your backstory.
Yeah. I'm definitely planning to do that
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
right now.
Fair enough. But again, they will only act and talk according to what you know about them and how you remember them, etc.
And I guess some people from his backstory he doesn't know much about, and we'll see how that works.
I will definitely need a little bit of your help when we get to that.
Yeah, since he doesn't understand how this thing works, he'll just assume that that's how they were.
Fair enough.
And let's say for example, he has a wrong information about someone. Let's say,
Oh,
I don't know,
definitely.
Kurgan. He thinks that Kurgan is I don't know.
A faceless one or something. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. He's an alcoholic, but he actually isn't. When he speaks with him through the hourglass, he would be an alcoholic, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he just talks to his versions, what he thinks about those characters.
Pretty much.
So that means that also, I don't know, maybe his whole crew aren't undead. He just thinks they are. I don't know.
Again, it's based on what information you know, and you know that the ship that attacked Buhd Bay after the whole thing, which contained some members of your crew, its crewmen were undead.
Yeah. I just assumed that was a small part of them. But yeah, we'll see.
We will see,
Excited
indeed.
to, excited to get what's his face in some trouble.
Johnny.
Yeah, John.
I mean,
I'm sure we'll forgive him. It's too wholesome.
No. I have some ideas.
I am generally looking forward to those ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
was honestly thinking at certain points of compelling your character to mess with people, but you did that already for me.
I mean, it's half the fun.
Yeah. And I encourage you to continue doing it.
Just at this point, I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle where I can't really mess with them too much because they'll just leave me in Westfall with no way to get back home.
Yep.
I don't know how long that because like Buhd hasn't really been a character who has not trusted someone before, so that's a interesting dynamic.
What is it unfairly harsh? I'm going to try and set that Archmage against you so you trust me more.
Don't know if that'll happen.
Then we could happen some way, somehow.
Yeah, I think it would be easier if you made her go against Bladebeard, since they kind of have a
Yeah, they.
bad blood for each other.
Bud is trying really hard not to make the mage lady mad, because he knows that his antics can do that sometimes. So
Really wanted to like chop her hair off or something, but there was no opportunity.
head off or hair off?
Hair off, not her head.
Well, I couldn't tell what you said. That's why I was asking.
Would I
I was
chop
like,
her head off?
Oh, let me go ahead and chop her head off. Yeah, that'll
Yeah, people.
that'll earn. I feel like if you chop her hair off, she'll know it's you, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't want people to not hate you or trust to
I'm fine with the
Trust
Archmage not liking me. She was mean to me anyway.
She's a bit,
right.
She's a bit of a racist, yeah.
I gave Bladebeard a flower. I gave the Archmage a flower. You know, I'm being nice.
I left the flower behind, so
Oh wow.
it's like
Bud ate his flowers.
Where
I'm
did,
fine with that.
where did you
Oh,
put
that was
the Archmage's flower? Next to her or on her?
Well, me, I put it on her, but
Okay, then
really don't do
oh, then I
anything.
guess yeah, the flower teleported.
no. If you put it on her, then the flower will also be teleported with her. If you had put it next to her, it wouldn't have.
It's probably washed away anyway, or on the boat in the middle of the ocean or something.
Who knows?
Whatever it is.
Who knows?
The wind will blow it away.
Yeah, this was again like you mentioned, like all of you mentioned, a more chill session. I thought that it was more fitting given the circumstances, and also as in you just beat 2 final bosses. But also I wanted to like gauge like what direction you would like to continue moving forward, since we just finished a pretty important story arc at this point. And that's why I wanted to have a more chill session. Still one with reveals and all of that, so all good in my book.
Cool. I mean, reviews or not, I guess. Having a chill session is always nice.
Yeah. DoomGoblin was like when you use your stunt to talk to the present, since it's your stunt, you are able to like change it or whatever. Was that satisfactory?
Yeah. That was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out like a right balance of like this presence will, since it's in the stunt, try to assist you, but will be cryptic. So I'm trying to figure out the right balance.
Yeah, and I still don't know who that is. Like I said, I doubt it's Alone or Earth Mother. Probably, I don't know, what's his name? Amantul, yeah.
You're entirely free to believe whatever you'd like.
Deep voice and stuff. Yeah,
It's Magni Bronzebeard, just admit it.
no, it's Diamond.
It's a diamond dog.
Who knows? Yeah. Let me think. Oh yeah. You left Seema with thousands of gold. You definitely could have tried to fight him, Bladebeard.
Could have.
Tried once, it didn't end up too well, so.
I don't know,
Go ahead.
I didn't want to waste any time dealing with him.
Well, you lost part of your reward at this point. What can I say?
Yeah. But I do have the hourglass and 2 robots.
And the orb thingy.
And I kept
Awesome.
X's, which is pretty nice as well.
Sorry?
And I kept 2 X's, which is pretty nice as well.
Yeah. And you will be able to like reclaim your stuff from Meridia, like when she wakes up, or you can just loot her while she sleeps. Up to you.
I'd rather not.
Yeah. Any other thoughts I don't think there was anything else from me, but any other thoughts before we go into our shoutouts? Our self-promotion bits?
Not really, I think.
I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you once again to everyone for watching and listening to us. We shall be back next time, and now I would like to ask these wonderful people to babble on about themselves and about whatever they'd like. Yeah, I think I would like to ask, let's say Zelris. Zelris, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself, your
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Zelris, and I make horrible scams on the internet that make people pay 6-month subscriptions for World of Warcraft.
Did people actually, or did you like actually get people to pay subscriptions because of that?
Apparently some people did, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
impressive.
No way, is that real?
Anyways,
For those people who are unaware, check Zelris' Twitter and the WoW subreddit of what we're talking about.
sheesh.
Very impressive, what can I say? You can see Zelris' links on screen and in the description below. Anything else, Zelris, before we move on from you?
No?
Okay. DoomGoblin, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah. Hello. I'm DoomGoblin. I'm a digital artist with no ship or crew. That's my high concept. And yeah, you can check me out on Twitter at DoomGoblin, and other links are also in the description of this video. And yeah, that's me.
Indeed, and thank you. Next, Sir Thompshire.
Well, I'm Sir Thompshire, and as always, I make some renders and some machinima, and that's basically about it. And I'll try not to procrastinate in the following weeks, and maybe I'll release something. Who knows?
Nice. The eternal challenge. What can I say? Next will be Skoll, the owner of the channel you people are watching this video on.
Yep, you know me, guys. I do the speculation videos, I do the lore videos, I do some machinimas. I recently did my what if video on if Illidan destroyed the Lich King, so go check that out. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff planned after 9.1 stuff happened. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And I was your DM, Game Master Teeironor. When I get the time, do Warcraft lore videos focusing on niche topics. I would like to get back into that, but time constraints. Also, I really don't enjoy the prospect of leveling through Shadowlands, honestly, because I haven't done that yet, etc. We'll get to it. Yeah. Thank you to everyone for watching and listening to us. We'll be back next week on Sir Thompshire's channel, and yeah, goodbye everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.